But yeah, I got to talk about this for a moment. And I don't know how many of you guys follow VTubers. I know maybe a few of you do. I know Mew over here does. But I don't know how many of you guys like follow this, but I got to talk about this because this is kind of a big deal. Yeah. At least in the content creating space, in the streaming space, this is kind of a big deal. Now, some of you might have heard of Ironmouse or have seen her around. She is quite possibly the biggest VTuber on the platform or out there altogether. I mean, you could make an argument with Saba's debut that she's kind of possibly gotten to that level or surpassed it. But Ironmouse is probably the most recognizable VTuber that we know of, right? That's out there. And this was kind of a big deal because those of you who like are not unaware, Ironmouse has left VShojo. Now, VShojo is probably the predominant like agency for VTubing. There's a couple of major ones. There's VShojo, there's Hololive, there's Niji Sanji, and this has kind of been a trend this year for all these agencies is that if VTubers leaving talent agencies. These are basically management agencies that, you know, they sign contracts, they sign these creators to contracts, and at that point they just manage their careers, manage their streams and their content. And in return, they promote the agency and whatnot. And at the end of the day, whatever revenue the creator brings in, the agency gets a portion of it. The creators should realistically get a higher portion of it because they do most of the actual like physical work. They do most of the labor in this situation. But you know, with an agency, that's how it works. Some of your revenue goes to them. But yeah, but that's just how it goes. But the problem here is that like this is not like there's been a trend recently of VTubers leaving agencies and going independent. We had earlier this year Gargura, who was the biggest creator at Hololive, graduated from Hololive to go independent, to go solo as a different character as Samiko Saba, and her like that channel and that new character has absolutely just blown up and gone crazy, right? There's basically three ways. There's about three different ways that a VTuber can leave an agency, okay? There's a graduation, which usually means that they left on good terms and they do like a big farewell stream with big celebrations, and you know, big goodbye moment, and then they either go off into the sun or retire or they go do other things. But it's a good sort of like an even term, good positive. Then there's cases where an agency will terminate a creator either from some controversy or disagreement, or they broke a rule or something like that. An agency can terminate a creator and then they're just done, right? And then there's a situation like this where Ironmouse has just flat out immediately just left. And the reason why this is so big is that she was essentially the face of this entire agency, and the things that she's saying in this, she wasn't able to say much, but I can summarize this very quickly. She can't say much because of I guess there's like a legal lawsuit probably on the way, but she said two major points here. One, she is owed personally a significant amount of money from VShojo. Apparently the agency has withheld money that she is owed, and she has not received it. And that's one of the things that's one of the points that she does make. The other one is regarding a charity event that she has run several times throughout her stream, because a lot of people don't know that, well, some people don't know. If you don't know Ironmouse, you definitely don't know that she has a somewhat rare immunodeficiency disorder known as CVID, which essentially renders her bedridden most of the time. She can't leave the house. She basically has no working immune system, so she's more susceptible to viruses, infections. COVID was a nightmare for her, essentially. And so she's done charity events raising money for this event, for this charity, and she has raised a ton of money for this place. And yes, and it's been a very, very big thing for her. She mentioned that in the recent event that she ran, because she's running events through was it Tiltify? I think there's a charity thing called Tiltify that she's worked through, and then there's times where she worked through charity, and she's taken some of her Twitch revenue and given to them. But because of the agency, though, the agency had to make the donation in her name, and apparently this time around, VShojo did not make the donation that they promised to make. And it wasn't like a small, minuscule amount. We're talking like $500,000 that VShojo promised to donate to this charity on her behalf, and apparently have not. So, yeah, it sucks. It sucks. And honestly, Ironmouse, if you know Ironmouse, she is seemingly one of the sweetest people in the content creator space. Like, she is genuinely just like a sweet person. And they essentially, because she's so big, because she's essentially the face of VShojo, or was the face of VShojo, they have basically taken advantage of her, used her for her clout, for her popularity, and then obviously they've shortchanged her on funds. This is allegedly from her. This is from her words. Now, obviously, there's going to be a whole legal proceeding and stuff like that, but like, you know, obviously it's serious enough for her to leave an entire agency that she's the face of. So it's a serious sort of situation, some serious allegations going down. But this is, I feel like there were signs ahead of time, because this is not the first person to leave VShojo in the last few months. They've lost several VTubers over the last few months. Matara, her contract ran out, she left. Giga, who was a big creator and also very much hands-on with their PR, with promoting, with helping other creators, she left. And then Zentreya, who's probably the number 2 biggest person on their platform, she also left and went independent. Which a lot of them are, like, the ones that have left have kept their names, which either my guess is either VShojo has allowed them to keep their names, or they've already trademarked their names. I imagine Ironmouse
lets them keep it.
Typically, yeah. But I feel like Ironmouse, in any case, Ironmouse has already pretty much trademarked this by now anyway, because I think she was Ironmouse before she signed with VShojo. So I'm pretty sure she owns the name anyway. But that's not even like, it's just, it turns out like VShojo, just like, I mean, this is nothing new. Like agencies, talent agencies have, from other, like, on other parts of the content, like, space, have kind of been, like, subject to a lot of scrutiny. There's been a lot of shitty talent management agencies on YouTube that take advantage of creators. So VShojo apparently is no different. And like I said, it's just such a huge thing, because she has over 1 million subscribers on YouTube. She has 2.3 million on Twitch. She is huge on the platform. She is, I can't even really quantify how big she is on the platform, and how this is absolutely devastating for VShojo. And if it's true what she said, if they have cheated her out of money, if they really did like withhold donation funds, that's almost worse. Like, it's one thing, like, a talent agency not paying their creators fairly, that's nothing new. The fact that they supposedly withheld donation funds for an immunodeficiency charity that she's supported for years now, if the fact that they promised and then pledged this money and didn't give it, that is the shittiest shit that's been shitted. All right, so that's rough. So obviously there's going to be a whole proceeding. We're going to hear more about this. I'm going to keep tabs on this, because I've been really getting more into the VTuber space the last year or so. Mew is one of the reasons why. But I've been watching a lot of VTubers. I'm well versed now in Hololive and VShojo, a little bit of Niji-Sanji. I mean, Niji-Sanji has had its share of controversies. I mean, look up the stuff with Doki Bird and Niji-Sanji, and you'll see what kind of shit company that is. I thought, from everything I heard, that VShojo was different, but you know what? From the sound of it, again, I was wondering about it when I saw Giga and Zentreya and Matara all leave around the same time. You know, when there's smoke, there's fire. So I wonder if there's some stuff going on there in those situations that they didn't really mention, that they didn't talk about or haven't talked about. And then, you know, maybe that'll kind of open the door to, you know, I feel like this is only the beginning of, I think Ironmouse speaking out is going to lead to some other people speaking out. And then we'll see what happens, because VShojo still employs quite a few creators. So we'll see what happens with like Amelie, with Kuro, with Project Melody, with Kason, with Henya. They still got a lot of big time creators. I guess Project Melody, she's the face of the company now, so a lot of this is going to fall onto her about like when they do damage control. When they do damage control, she is. But when they do damage control, because there's going to be some damage control, VShojo is going to have to come out and say something, and I'm going to try to keep tabs on it, because this is a lot, you know. So I'm probably going to I haven't posted a YouTube video in a while, so I'm streaming right now on Twitch. For those of you who are watching this on YouTube, if I have in fact posted this by now, which, knowing me, it might not be posted, like, you know, for a while. I'm going to try to get it up soon. I shouldn't have said it that way. But in any case, I'm going to try to keep tabs on this and give updates to this, because this is pretty earth-shattering in the VTuber space and the content creation space, because Ironmouse is not a tiny creator. She's not a small creator by any means. She's huge. Now, she has said she's going full independent, which good for her. She's going to be keeping up with, she's going to be keeping all of her stuff. She's going to be doing her thing. She can't talk about a lot of it for legal reasons. I'm sure more information will come out in the coming days, weeks, months. But it's not a good look for VShojo. It's not looking good for this. Like, this is how this is how companies crumble. And if, you know what? If this is what they've been doing, then maybe they deserve it. You know, but we're going to keep tabs on it. And we'll, yeah, I'll,
Also, he doesn't even follow VShojo anymore on Twitter.
That's crazy. Yep. So yeah, I'm going to keep tabs on it, and I will probably make more videos in the coming days, weeks, whenever. We'll see what happens. This might be my new thing. I might just be talking about VTubers on YouTube until I do my other stuff that I have planned. But anyway, that's it for now. If you have any comments, you want to chime in on this situation, I would love to hear it. I'm doing my whole YouTube intro on Twitch right now, which is awkward. But yeah, if you guys have any comments right now, put them down there. I will love to hear them. Subscribe for more, because I'm going to be talking more about this probably. So yeah, I am the Architect. I'll see you guys in the next one, I guess, guys.